Hey, I'm gonna just talk about what I um like how I feel about anxiety and how um I guess like contemporary spaces and contemporary psychology um they don't it, like the I guess the word would be like respect for anxiety or um like just the general understanding of anxiety. Um, so it seems like a lot of it, like contemporarily, it's like um, they place it under worry, like just the general sense of worry and some type of um, scaredness. I don't want to say fear because I think fear is um, well, the way I understand fear is different from the way they use it for anxiety. But so anxiety, like in a contemporary form, is like it's just worry, basic, different levels of worry. Um, but from what I understand and what I um, essentially worked on myself is anxiety seems to be more of a spectrum rather than just like a spectrum of affect, emotion, whatever you want to call it, and it has it's mostly the negative emotions, and I place these negative emotions under the anxiety spectrum. So there's um, disgust, which is like a more of a like the body in like a psychic sense. The body's saying it's like outright saying no, like that's like I don't want this, and like rejection, like the body rejecting whatever is coming in. And then there's fear, which I mentioned. I think about it a bit differently. Fear for me is um, like a sense of being invisible, like not being seen, or yeah, not being seen. So um, like being watched isn't being seen. Being watched is like whatever's watching is like at a distance, and it's like a um, it's like in a harmful way. And then also fear is like also a sense of like chaos. So like losing, um, I guess you could say like losing stability, ground, um, things like that in like a bodily emotional way. And then there's I call it perplexity, or it's like confusion, and like it's the body, it's like the emotional body saying, what 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 is absolutely going on? Like what? Like I don't know what's going on, and this is like um yeah, it's like not knowing absolutely what's going on, and like being clueless and lost and like confused in a general like. Yeah. And then the other one is, this one's a bit weird, but I call it rage. So these are the negative emotions under that are the anxiety spectrum in my mind. So rage is it's like a destructive um it's like wanting to destroy something, whatever that something is. And it's like so it could be boundaries, could be a literal person, could be a literal object, could be even yourself. It could be um, like reputation. It could be pretty much anything that you want to destroy. And like it's like a almost uncontrollable in a sense. Like yeah, I don't know how to really put that other than it's like an uncontrollable urge to destroy. Um, there's also melancholy, which is like um, it's like the feel like an emotional feeling, emotional bodily feeling of like losing, loss, um, mm, not retrieving, things like that. It's like um, it's like it's not exactly sadness, but it's like more focused on loss, and like sadness can fall under it, but those are the base negative emotions that fall under the anxiety spectrum. And then I was like kind of at the time I was kind of thinking like how do like the more old school um psychoanalysts how do they think about anxiety, and that's how I came up with this way of framing anxiety, because there's a thing called um like it's quite a big topic, but there's like annihilation anxieties or primitive agonies, and um, these are what I base um, the anxiety spectrum on. So annihilation anxieties are the most extreme. It's like absolutely uncontained emotional or affect, affect or emotion, and that leads to things like psychosis and um, I guess you could say it's one of the most extreme forms of splitting. So the annihilation experience is like the absolute one of the absolute bads a person can experience, and like every single thing becomes bad and annihilatory and um, like absolutely bad. Um, so yeah, the annihilation anxieties, primitive agonies, what do you want to call them? They're um, like the experiences, the the old literature from what I've seen, they place it under like not being able to relate to any single thing. So like this goes back to like very early childhood, but like not being able to relate to anything, falling forever, like indefinitely, um, being engulfed by like being devoured essentially. Being engulfed and devoured is slightly different, but I see them quite similar. And then there's like later on, like going crazy. Um, I guess you could say like a form of like a um, like a certainty, like a not like a literal certainty, but like mental certainty of like poverty would be like a later form of this. But yeah, that's pretty much. I'm just trying to widen the frame of what anxiety could be seen as. I don't think it's exactly like a perfect way to frame it, but like the way contemporary the way contemporary psychology and whatever spaces they to me like it quite deadens the experience of anxiety. Like obviously anxiety is like a horrible thing to feel, but like and anxiety disorders would be a lot worse. But like just calling it worry just doesn't really sit well with me. And yeah, that that's all I really have to say at the moment. But I'll see if I have other um ideas pop up because these things just pop up in my head. I don't really plan these things, so yeah. I'll see ya.